Okay, guys, gals at all. I just had the greatest conspiracy theory ever that I really pray actually happened. I mean, I'm not that desperate for it to actually have happened, but what if? Okay, picture this, right? Where my audio at? So picture this, right? And by the way, it's anonymous video. I don't know why I would get in trouble for this anyway, but just in case, and because I got the mask going on. So what if, picture this, back in the early days, I don't know if Marion had a girlfriend or not, technically during this time. I came here to carve like a thing on my knife so I can hold it better. I could probably do that at the same time, bitch. Anyway, picture this. So, back in the day, I'm living at this, like, one person apartment thing. I don't think I even had Blackberry at that point, right? I have no idea. Actually, I probably did, right? Cause like, I would have been too pussy to try doing this other shit without Blackberry support dog, right? And I could keep asking, right? Or check to my right. My phone don't have battery, bro. I can't check my photos. I'm too lazy. I do remember a photo of the day after. I was like climbing on a car. I had a mustache and a beanie. I was hanging with Marin and her friends. They're taking photos of me. I was like, guys, whatever I did the other day, that shit was crazy. And as always, they were like giggling at me. But what if, picture this, what if Blackberry existed at the time? Probably. But I'm in a one person apartment thing. Okay, I probably tell Marin in advance, Marin, I'm gonna combine these things. I probably bring up that someone supposedly gave me what they claim was Molly from back when I work at other pizza. Alright? And then at some point after I take these things and I'm in my humble apartment booth, I get a call from Marin and she's all like, yo, about that Molly, could you like weigh it out for me or tell me about it? I'm like, sure thing, I'll call you right back after the blue blah blue. And she's like, blue blah blue. And then I do distinctly remember having this scale thing out. I don't know where the fuck the Molly was. I had the scale thing. I was in the bathroom as the Benadryl and DXM crazy ass combo I'd never tried before. Probably was all said and done. I was like, did that call actually happen? What the fuck am I doing right now with this? I guess that didn't actually. Holy shit. And then it's blurry. Like, I don't know. It cuts off at that point. And maybe I do some funny shit on my own in between, or sometime chronologically, kind of after. But dude, I have a theory. What if Marin was like, alright, he not gonna call me back? Either I think I realize what happened here, make sure you're okay, do a welfare check. So during that point, I can't remember, and obviously I was extremely hallucinating, and it's literally, it never coded in my brain to begin with. So who knows? I thought I just fell asleep and then woke up again over here like, I don't know. I guess that just happened. Now we're here. I'm still tripping, obviously. But anyway, what if I'm like, oh man, fuck you're here. Come sit on a beach with me and let the tide roll in and shit. And that's just my best guess. That's a reference to points that I actually did query and encode in my head. At some other time I tried doing this shit again, but I can actually remember. So if I could sit on the Virginia beach in Langley on the Pacific coastline or whatever in my apartment, and actually consciously encode it and remember doing that, being like, this is really nice. And then I can have a beautiful conversation subliminally with a lampshade that I know I don't even have a lamp or any shade or anything in my apartment. But I can also tap out for a sec, be like, alright, that's pretty cool, I can do that. But yeah, I don't have a lampshade. So I'm aware, like, that was a part of the thing in the trip. But imagine if those parts of this shit that I can't remember, get this. So back to Marin, she does welfare check. I invite her in. She even probably bring her friends along, cause she like, well, he was supposed to be weighing out Molly or whatever, and now, what is she weighing me out or some shit? Who knows, dude? Cause this all started with an idea in my head. I was like, dude, I feel like not even like, oh, do me or yippee this shit. Like at some point, Marin got away with putting her fingers inside of me, and I didn't know about it until I think about it now. I'm like, damn, I feel like it's totally possible she did this start as a joke, but if I like iterate on back, it's completely possible in this very specific instance she did. And obviously in that moment I would have been like, well, I'm on drugs, technically I can't consent to this. Hopefully I wouldn't still manage to be that annoying. I probably would, but obviously I would even pre-consent to that. Whatever. Anyway, like that'd be crazy. I really hope she did that. And if she didn't, damn, well, whatever. Cause anyway, once I regain more encoded consciousness, probably pretty easy to tell, like, okay, it's starting to, like, regain some conscious, like, obviously encoding capacity of memory in its head, or you can tell, oh, this part may not have been a hallucination, so we gotta leave by then. And yeah, they did. So then I do some other shit, probably like be like, whoa, I can spawn Kirby in the environment, like him doing the whoop whoop whoop, just by imagining it normally as you would, but he actually is there. That's pretty cool. Shit like that for who knows how long. It's really entertaining. Anyway, and then I had to go to sleep because, I got tired with Bandrill. Maybe I went through something even more advanced before that. Would explain some things. So then after I actually go to bed, wake up again, sleep it all off, the, like, drug part, basically, I get a call from Marin. And it's eerily similar to the one that I remember thinking, oh, that didn't actually happen. But she's like, hey, this time she's not asking me to weigh anything out. She's like, hey, wanna hang out? And she probably, because I feel there was something weird going on there. Not just like her readily, like, probably being like, is he gonna be like did this call already happen? But no, she was parsing my response time and silence and everything for hearing me think that, probably even being like, oh yeah, this is the part where he's going through his call history to not sound like an idiot or confirm, like, without asking and having to explain it. And then, yeah, I mean, during that moment, she could have fucked the hell out of me and been like, Aiden, I need to access your phone. I'm like, okay, the password is. Maybe I would still remember. I'd probably remember muscle memory, or didn't have one. Or Face ID, Touch ID. It doesn't matter, it's pretty easy. And then she delete the past, like, phone call to make it look like it was all hallucination. I probably gave her the idea too. I was probably like, Mary, that didn't actually happen, and neither is this right now. Isn't that crazy? She got like her fingers in my ass, or even more. And then the next day, she's like, alright, he doesn't know. And then we go hang out with like some of her friends. It's chill, and I'm like, damn, that was a lot. And I kind of feel bumbly and like an idiot. I'm crawling on a car. There's a picture of me. I mean, we were all crawling on a car, but I was struggling with it extra more than I would have for some reason. I was like, am I being awkward or weird? Yes, extra, because like, this was a lot. I don't know if I said that out loud, but I was also really calm and at peace. I was just kind of bumbly around. I really hope that happened. Because I don't know. It's like such a good story, and it actually makes so much more sense to me right now, looking on back and forward or whatever and shit, than anything else. So I just had this memory loss part where I was probably just like, because I didn't even wake up with any bruises or anything that time. I was like, what? Okay, the coolest thing I think I did during that trip was like spawning Kirby. Some shit like that. But nah, bruh. What if I was Kirby and Marin like sucked me and spit me back out? She like, Aiden, I'm just you and your mind during this part. Isn't this awesome? Now like, are you fucking with me or something? Why your fingers in it? Oh, tactile hallucination. I don't know if it would get that funny, or I'd have that detailed of a vocabulary. Maybe I did, but I was just like, bleep, bloop, blop, bloop. Who knows? Who knows? Well, Marin could potentially. And whether or not she actually did that shit, I sincerely believe she had the brain capacity. Like, dude, and it's a genius idea and op. It kind of makes much more sense than, oh, she just like felt through the waves and shit that she should call me again at this time, and it'll seem like it never even happened the first one. Or I just did genuinely hallucinate the first call to action, but it kind of doesn't make sense looking back either, if you consider that, no, I remember I was beginning to like be like, wait, it's kind of kicking in. That must mean, but nope. Anyway. Oh yeah, my name's Aiden, by the way. Nice to meet you. My social security number is 534-474594. Ah, shit. Wait a minute. But like, legally speaking, if Marin could get in trouble for that? I already said I'm chill with it, and she should have done that because she a bad little Marin hoe. And I would have, and did definitely, if it did have and consent to it during a time. Legally, I should be allowed to in that process. And also, I would have beforehand and afterwards anyway. And I do now, just in case. But legally speaking, that's just a fantasy. And there's literally no evidence to confirm or deny it did not happen. But I hope it did, bro. That'd be so cool. Anyway, it's like what? Would someone somewhere in the legal community be like, oh, this is concerning. This little Marin hoe raped this guy. I was a kid. I was a man probably at that point. Or something. And what? I was on drugs or something on my own capacity that I decided to be. I communicated to my local secure trusted contacts, Marin, and maybe her friends or something, I guess by association. I don't really remember if I did. I probably talked about it though at some point leading up to that. I'm maybe gonna do this. I don't know, I'm just thinking about it. Anyway, we're close knit. I trusted Marin very much. And like, I'd trust her even more if that did actually happen. I don't know if that makes sense. But what is that concerning? Not even from a legal standpoint, just from like face value. Like, the fuck? How's that concerning that she would do that? And that I would be like, that's awesome. Or I hope that happened. And if not, well, I don't know. I have to think about some things. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. No. Because that'd actually be a bad idea. Like, in just. Ah, shit. That's also a good point, too, now I think about it. Now, from here on out, if I do any shit like, what led to that to begin with, potentially, immediately my brain is gonna auto parse. This isn't actually happening. Beep boop. Mary, coming. I'm on XYZ thing. This isn't actually happening, right? Come rape me. No, but it's not. It wouldn't be that, cause like, anyway, I didn't want to say that part, cause like someone would be like, oh, that's concerning, or some shit. But now, no, this protects me to say it all, cause I realize now there's that potential. If I do some shit like, this is exactly why I don't need probation checking my pee. I have the perfect security off to be like, well, if I don't want to get arrested for my brain just auto computing to that now, probably, just by simple mathematics and intuit, like I have a feeling, there's a very good chance, even more so the more I talk about it, that if I put myself in that vulnerable state mentally, that that's probably like what they're concerned about me doing, right? So I can't do that now or force amplify it by like, you know, doing however I could do that. That they gotta test my PP out, bruh. Alright? So respectfully, I'm just confirming. Like, the fuck? There you go. That proves I can't do that. Right? Because then, well, there may be intermittent parts of it that I'm like, that sounds interesting. But, and now it's on the record too, like I premeditated it. If that happened, it would be my fault. Unless Marin sees this video and somehow puts whatever inside me first without me knowing, even while I'm just like sober and chilling, and then the credits roll, and that happens. That I would only have a problem with it if I face legal problems for that playing out like that. So that's just my first line of defense in that situation. All the other shit, that would kind of be fine, I guess, given Marin hopefully isn't like bringing too many of her friends over. Who knows? But if Marin would do that and then blame it on me, no, this is just my own protection. I'm saying exactly. I don't want to get in trouble because it's already annoying enough. So obviously, at my highest conscious intent, I'm not going to do that or end up in that situation involving, okay, you have a legal problem with this having happened to me in any direction. No, I'm trying my best to verbally explain over and over again, just so you know, if that happens, I'll only have a legal problem with the legal problem potential part of it. Okay? And I'm trying my best to make sure the legal problem of that doesn't play through. And if it does, the legal problem part is not my fault. That's why I have to say this. It's not the only reason why I need to say this. I came in here being like, I really need to say this because this is awesome. But I'm saying, if it happens again, or no, it didn't the first time, or if anything like that happens legally, you cannot blame me for that having happened to me. Or you can't get mad at Marin if she did that, because she has free legal will and shit, bruh. And I consent to her doing that kind of shit, just not the part where I get in trouble for it, okay? Does that make sense? No, because that would make me a whore, which is